When the alien queen was imprisoned, Earth's heroes rose as one to save her. They had explored satellites, sent robotic probes to distant worlds, and even glimpsed the edges of other star systems. Yet, no one on Earth had ever truly believed they would meet an alien queen, a ruler of a peaceful civilization far beyond their understanding. But now that unlikely reality was under threat. The news arrived quietly at first, carried across the galaxy through a network of interstellar signals. At first, it seemed like a technical glitch. Communications officers at the International Space Station noticed a faint signal, one unlike anything from human-made devices. It pulsed rhythmically like a heartbeat, and it contained an unmistakable pattern of intelligent transmission. Doctor. Elena Rossi, a leading astrophysicist in Italy, was the first to notice the message clearly. Her heart raced as she decoded the symbols. They were not random. They spoke of distress. A civilization that had long been allies of humanity was in danger. And at the center of it all was the alien queen, a being known across the stars for her wisdom and compassion. Elena called an emergency meeting. Scientists, engineers, diplomats, and even astronauts gathered in a large conference room at the European Space Research Center. The room buzzed with anticipation and worry. "This is not a threat," Elena explained, her hands trembling slightly. "The Queen is not in danger from her own people. She has been imprisoned. Someone or something has trapped her in a complex energy field on the edge of the Arcturus system." Gasps filled the room. The Arcturus system was thousands of light years away, a place that even the most advanced human probes had only skimmed. No human had ever set foot there, and no human ship had yet been capable of interstellar travel at this distance. "Imprisoned?" asked Commander Raj Patel of India, his voice calm but serious. "How and why?" Elena shook her head. "We don't know. The signals we received are fragments, but we can tell one thing: she is unharmed physically. The energy field contains her, but it does not injure her. Whoever did this seems to have meant to delay or control, not destroy, but still, she cannot escape alone." The room went silent. The alien queen had once helped humanity in ways few people understood. Long ago, she had shared technology to clean Earth's oceans, provided medical knowledge that cured previously incurable diseases, and even taught humans how to stabilize dangerous cosmic phenomena that threatened the planet. Humanity owed her a great debt. Now, the news that she was imprisoned ignited a spark of determination in everyone present. Across the world, news of the Queen's imprisonment spread quickly. Social media buzzed with discussions about her influence and the mysterious captor who had trapped her. People in every country, scientists, engineers, students, and ordinary citizens, watched live broadcasts of space centers as teams of experts analyzed the signals. It was then that ordinary humans began to show extraordinary courage. Across continents, people volunteered their skills. Young programmers offered to design communication algorithms to decode alien languages. Pilots and astronauts prepared for hypothetical journeys beyond Earth. Inventors and engineers brainstormed ways to build a ship capable of interstellar travel. Among the volunteers was a young woman named Amira Santos from Brazil. She was a robotics engineer, known for creating machines that could adapt to almost any environment. She had dreamed of space travel her entire life, and now her dream was intertwined with a mission of hope. "I may not be an astronaut yet," she told her team, "but if the Queen trusted humans before, then we can show her that we still deserve that trust. We can't let her wait alone." In Japan, a group of teenagers with exceptional talents in coding and electronics volunteered to help create the navigation systems for the journey. Across Europe, scientists offered knowledge of theoretical physics that might allow humans to bend space in a way that made the impossible journey possible. It was not a military mission. There was no army, no weapons, no strategy of force. It was a mission of ingenuity, empathy, and courage. Humanity was united in a single purpose: to help someone who had once helped them all. Meanwhile, on the distant world of the Arcturus system, the alien queen remained calm. Her mind reached across the energy barrier, sending small signals of encouragement to those on Earth. She knew that the humans who had once shown compassion could rise again. Even from her imprisonment, she subtly guided them, planting hints in the cosmic signals that would eventually lead them closer to her. Back on Earth, the first steps of the mission began. Teams were divided by expertise: engineering, communications, navigation, and life support. Each team worked tirelessly to prepare for a journey that seemed impossible. They designed a spacecraft unlike any seen before, a combination of human engineering and the limited alien technology shared through earlier transmissions. Elena Rossi oversaw the navigation design. Her work involved calculating trajectories across hundreds of light years, taking into account gravitational forces of stars, asteroids, and other celestial bodies. Each calculation needed to be precise. Even a minor error could leave the team light years off course. Amira and her robotics team focused on life support and the ship's adaptability. They designed drones and robotic assistants to assist in exploration, repairs, and even communication with the Queen. The machines had to be intelligent enough to respond to unexpected challenges, but simple enough to be controlled by humans on Earth. As the teams worked, ordinary people also contributed. Children designed artwork to send as gifts to the Queen, symbolizing hope and friendship. Artists and writers across the world created messages of encouragement and stories of bravery. Humanity's creativity became part of the mission, a reminder that this journey was not only scientific but deeply human. The media captured the story, calling it the human rise. People everywhere followed updates about the spacecraft, about the volunteers, and about the bravery shown by those who dared to believe that humans could reach across the stars to save a friend. One evening, as the first prototype of the interstellar ship stood ready in the test chamber, Elena stood quietly, looking at the craft. Its sleek design reflected both human ingenuity and alien inspiration. She thought of the Queen, suspended in her energy prison, waiting patiently for help. "We may not have superpowers," she said softly to herself. "We may be ordinary humans, but ordinary humans united can do extraordinary things." At that moment, something remarkable happened. A new signal arrived from the Queen. This one was clearer than before, a simple pattern that could be understood almost instantly. It was a single word in her language, transmitted directly into the translation system the humans had built: hope. The word lit up screens across every space center on Earth. It was a reminder, a promise, and a challenge all at once. The alien Queen had faith in humanity, and now humanity had to prove that faith was not misplaced. With renewed determination, the volunteers worked late into the night. Calculations were refined, robots tested, and communication systems strengthened. Slowly but surely, the vision of a journey to save the Queen began to take shape. It was a journey that would test every skill, every ounce of courage, and every spark of creativity humans possessed. For the first time, humanity felt something extraordinary, a deep, unshakable unity. People who had never met worked together, sharing ideas, solving problems, and encouraging one another. They realized that they were not just individuals. They were part of a single force capable of achieving the impossible. And while the stars stretched endlessly above, the humans on Earth prepared for their first step into the unknown. They did not know what challenges awaited them or how long the journey would take. But they knew one thing: they would rise as one, united by hope, intelligence, and the desire to help a friend in need. The alien Queen waited, confident in humanity's potential. She had seen civilizations crumble under fear and greed, but she also knew that humans had something unique: curiosity, compassion, and the power to unite in the face of adversity. Thus began the mission that would change the course of human history, not with weapons or war, but with courage, creativity, and a belief that even ordinary beings could do extraordinary things. And so, as Earth's brightest minds and most daring spirits prepared to leave their home planet, the stars themselves seemed to shine a little brighter, as if cheering for the humans who dared to reach beyond their limits. Earth buzzed with activity like never before. Cities, towns, and villages across the world were alive with purpose. From the smallest villages in Africa to the bustling metropolises of Asia, people were united by a single mission: to help the alien Queen. Though she lived thousands of light years away, her presence had changed Earth forever, and now humanity was determined to repay her kindness. At the European Space Research Center, Dr. Elena Rossi and her team were working late into the night. The room was filled with holographic projections of distant star systems, floating blueprints of spacecraft, and a rainbow of colored cables snaking across tables. It was chaotic yet brilliant, a perfect reflection of human ingenuity. Amira Santos stood near a large console, adjusting robotic drones she and her team had been designing. Each drone was built to assist in long journeys, capable of repairing spacecraft, gathering data from unknown planets, and even helping humans navigate safely through unknown space. These drones need to be smart, Amira explained to a group of young engineers. They must think for themselves, but also follow our guidance. Out there, we won't have time to fix every small problem. If we fail to prepare them, the Queen may have to wait longer. Meanwhile, across the Atlantic, a team of Japanese students and engineers worked tirelessly on the ship's navigation system. Using data from both human telescopes and alien transmissions, they developed algorithms that could predict gravitational shifts, cosmic storms, and even the movement of distant asteroids. Their work was meticulous, and their dedication unmatched. One of the students, Hiroshi Takeda, explained his work to a visitor. It's not enough to just travel straight to her. Space is alive. Stars, comets, radiation, all of it moves. If we want to reach her safely, we must understand the dance of the galaxy. As the days passed, Earth citizens joined in ways both big and small. In the United States, families gathered to create messages of hope for the Queen, writing letters, drawing pictures, and composing music that would travel through the interstellar communication channels. In South America, artists painted murals depicting humans and aliens working side by side. Children in classrooms across the world built miniature models of spacecraft, dreaming of the day they might travel among the stars. The mission had become more than just science. It was art, culture, creativity, and humanity itself, all wrapped into one. At night, when the teams paused to rest, they shared stories of their favorite memories of the Queen. One scientist recalled the time she had saved Earth's atmosphere from a massive cosmic storm. Another remembered how she had taught humanity to harness energy from the stars safely. Each story reminded them why they were doing this. Each story fueled their determination. Alina held meetings daily, coordinating the vast network of people and ideas. She had learned that leadership was not about giving orders. It was about listening, guiding, and connecting. Her greatest task was not designing the ship or building the drones. It was keeping the hope alive. "It's easy to get lost in calculations," she told the team one evening. "But never forget why we are doing this. The Queen trusted us before. Now we must trust ourselves and each other." The spacecraft itself began to take shape in a large, open hangar in Switzerland. Unlike any ship humans had built before, it was a combination of human engineering and alien technology. Its hull was sleek, reflecting the stars as if it were a mirror of the cosmos. Inside, rooms were designed for long journeys, with artificial gravity, sustainable energy sources, and life support systems that could last for years. The engineers faced challenges every day. Some materials were too weak, others too heavy. Power systems needed to be efficient but also resilient. Communication devices had to reach the edge of the galaxy without losing clarity. Yet, with every problem, humans found solutions through collaboration, creativity, and patience. Amira worked closely with Alina to ensure that the robots could assist humans in every aspect of the mission. Some robots were designed to clean and repair, others to navigate and scan, while a few were even programmed to keep the crew company, providing encouragement and reminders. Amira smiled as she watched the prototypes move across the hangar, performing small tasks flawlessly. "The Queen will be surprised," she said softly. "She won't expect that we could make something so thoughtful, not just functional but kind." In India, Commander Raj Patel and his team focused on interstellar communication. Their goal was to maintain a constant link with the Queen during the journey, using signals that could adapt to the changing positions of stars and planets. They experimented with light pulses, quantum entanglement devices, and energy beams that carried data across unimaginable distances. "The Queen's words were clear," Raj explained during a team briefing. "She trusts humans. That means we must communicate clearly, efficiently, and creatively. Every message, every signal we send must reflect that trust." Across Africa, volunteers tested sustainable energy systems for the spacecraft. Solar panels were engineered to collect energy from multiple star systems, while compact fusion reactors provided backup power. Engineers designed systems that could repair themselves using robotics. ensuring that the ship could survive the harsh conditions of deep space. One night, as the teams rested, a young student named Leela from Kenya stared at a holographic map of the galaxy. "Do you think the Queen is watching us?" she asked softly. Her mentor, an older engineer named Dr. Mwangi, smiled. "I'm sure she is. I think she believes in us even now, and that belief, it will carry us forward when we face challenges we cannot even imagine yet." As the months passed, Earth's heroes continued their work. Friendships formed across continents, cultures, and languages. Ideas flowed freely, and no suggestion was dismissed. Humans learned from each other, combining the wisdom of the old with the creativity of the young. During this time, the Queen herself sent small hints to guide them. Hidden within cosmic signals, she left subtle patterns that helped the teams design better navigation tools and refine the spacecraft's energy systems. The humans had never worked with such guidance before, yet they discovered that they could follow her instructions while also contributing their own ingenuity. It was a delicate dance. The Queen provided insight, but it was the humans' curiosity, creativity, and collaboration that made the journey possible. Each small success encouraged the teams. Each step forward brought them closer to their goal. Finally, after many months of preparation, the spacecraft was ready. It gleamed under the hangar lights, a testament to human ingenuity and teamwork. Pilots, engineers, scientists, and volunteers gathered around, each filled with excitement and nervous anticipation. They had built more than a ship. They had built hope, determination, and the embodiment of human spirit. Elena addressed the team one last time before the launch. "We are about to take the first step into a journey that has never been attempted by humans. We will face challenges, but we will face them together. Remember why we started. Remember the Queen, and remember what it means to be human." Amira adjusted the robotic assistants and whispered to herself, "We can do this. We will do this for her." The day of the launch arrived, and people across Earth watched in wonder as the spacecraft lifted off. It moved smoothly, powered by human technology and guided by alien insight. The engines glowed, leaving a trail of shimmering light as it ascended into the sky, carrying the hopes, dreams, and courage of humanity. As the ship disappeared into the stars, the humans on Earth held their breath. They knew that the journey would be long and difficult, but they also knew that together, they had already accomplished something extraordinary. They had built a bridge to the stars. And now, with the spacecraft on its way to the Arcturus system, humanity's adventure had truly begun. Across the galaxy, the alien Queen watched. She could feel the determination of humans radiating across the cosmic distances. She smiled, confident that the beings who had once learned kindness and cooperation on Earth could now apply those same virtues to save her. The journey ahead would be filled with puzzles, challenges, and discoveries. But humanity had proven one undeniable truth. They were capable of extraordinary things when united by hope, creativity, and compassion. And so, with the stars as their guide and the Queen's faith in their hearts, Earth's heroes continued their preparation and journey, ready to meet whatever the universe had in store. The adventure had only just begun, and already the humans of Earth were rising to the occasion, showing that even ordinary beings could accomplish truly remarkable feats. The spacecraft glided smoothly through the endless expanse of space, its hull shimmering in the starlight. Like a polished gemstone, inside, the crew worked tirelessly, monitoring instruments, testing systems, and practicing communication protocols with the alien Queen. Each day brought them closer to their goal, yet the deeper they traveled into the Arcturus system, the more mysterious and challenging their path became. The first hint of the cosmic labyrinth appeared unexpectedly. As the spacecraft approached a distant star cluster, sensors detected a glowing structure in space. It pulsed with shifting colors, forming intricate patterns that seemed to change every second. "Is that natural?" asked Leela, the young student from Kenya, her eyes wide with wonder. "No," said Alina Rossi calmly. "Nothing we know of behaves like this. This structure is artificial, and it must be related to the Queen's imprisonment." The crew gathered around the main observation deck. The labyrinth stretched across millions of kilometers, a network of glowing pathways, floating barriers, and twisting tunnels of light. It was breathtaking, like a cosmic maze designed to test anyone who entered. Commander Raj Patel studied the display. "We need a plan. This labyrinth adapts. It responds to the presence of intruders. We have to be clever, precise, and patient. There is no force that can simply break through. Amira adjusted the drones. Then we let our minds guide us. Our technology will assist, but our thinking will lead the way. The first challenge was navigation. As the spacecraft entered the labyrinth, sensors showed that the pathways shifted constantly. Routes that had been clear one moment were gone the next. Walls of shimmering energy appeared and disappeared, and the crew quickly realized that the labyrinth tested not only intelligence but creativity and teamwork. Hiroshi, the young Japanese coder, suggested, "We need to find patterns in the changes. If we can detect a rhythm, we can predict the next move of the labyrinth." Elena nodded. "Agreed. Let's divide the task. Some of us analyze the energy pulses, others focus on star positions, and the rest support the ship systems." For hours, they worked together. Using logic, observation, and constant communication, they began to notice subtle cues. A slight flicker in the energy walls hinted at the direction of the next opening. Tiny changes in color suggested the safest route. The labyrinth, though complex, had a pattern that human minds could follow. Meanwhile, the drones were invaluable. They scouted ahead, recording data and transmitting it back to the spacecraft. Some mapped the walls of energy, while others projected possible routes for the crew to follow. The teamwork between humans and machines was seamless, each enhancing the abilities of the other. The crew faced moments of frustration. Paths would vanish unexpectedly, forcing them to backtrack and reconsider their choices. Sensors sometimes misread signals, and a wrong calculation could send them spinning in circles. But every mistake became a lesson. Every challenge strengthened their understanding of the labyrinth. Leela, though young, proved herself invaluable. She noticed patterns that others missed, small shifts in the energy walls that suggested hidden pathways. Her observations saved the team time and effort, and her enthusiasm lifted spirits whenever doubts arose. As they progressed deeper into the labyrinth, the challenges became more intricate. They encountered sections where energy flowed like rivers, changing direction unpredictably. The crew had to time their movements carefully, synchronizing the ship's speed with the shifting currents. Amira's drones played a crucial role, extending ahead to create safe corridors. "Think of it like a dance," she explained. "We move with the labyrinth, not against it." At night, the crew took moments to rest, gazing out at the stars through the ship's transparent hull. Though the labyrinth surrounded them, the beauty of the cosmos reminded them why they were on this journey. The stars were not just points of light. They were guides, friends, and silent witnesses to humanity's courage. During these quiet moments, the alien queen sent messages. Though she could not communicate directly, small pulses of energy carried her guidance. These hints were subtle, sometimes a change in the labyrinth's glow, sometimes a pattern in the star clusters nearby. The humans learned to interpret them, realizing that the queen trusted their intelligence and creativity. "Each hint is a reminder," Elena told the team. "She believes we can solve this, not with force, but with thought and unity." Days turned into weeks as they navigated the labyrinth. Each section presented new puzzles. Some areas tested memory, requiring the crew to remember sequences of light patterns. Others tested teamwork, demanding that multiple controls be operated in perfect synchronization. Still others required abstract thinking, using logic and intuition to find invisible paths. The crew discovered that the labyrinth was not meant to trap or harm, but to challenge and teach. It was a testament to intelligence and patience, a test that rewarded careful observation, creativity, and collaboration. At one point, the ship entered a chamber where pathways split into dozens of possibilities. The walls of light shimmered with symbols, mathematical equations, star maps, and geometric shapes. Each symbol contained a clue, but only if interpreted correctly. Hiroshi and Leela worked together to decode the patterns. "Look at the shapes," Hiroshi said. "They match the star positions we mapped before. If we align them correctly, it shows the path forward." Leela smiled. "It's like a puzzle within a puzzle. The labyrinth wants us to think, not rush." Their efforts paid off. By combining data, observation, and intuition, they identified the correct path and guided the ship safely through the chamber. The crew cheered quietly, knowing that every success brought them closer to the Queen. Even as the labyrinth became more complex, the humans remained determined. They discovered that patience and careful planning were often more powerful than speed. They learned to trust each other, to listen, and to value every member's input. Each person contributed something unique: experience, intuition, creativity, or observation. As they navigated a particularly intricate section, Amira reflected on the journey so far. "This is what makes humans special," she said to Alina. "We combine so many different strengths. Alone, none of us could do this. Together, we are unstoppable." Alina smiled. "Yes, the labyrinth is testing our unity as much as our intelligence, and we are passing step by step." Throughout the journey, the crew also discovered beauty within the labyrinth. The glowing walls reflected starlight in dazzling patterns, and energy currents formed colors and shapes that seemed almost alive. At times, the labyrinth seemed less like a challenge and more like a cosmic art gallery, created to inspire awe as well as thought. During one particularly difficult section, the ship encountered an area where the energy walls formed moving mazes, shifting with a rhythm that was almost musical. The crew listened carefully, realizing that timing their movements with the rhythm was the key to progress. "Listen," said Leela, closing her eyes. "The walls, they have a pulse. It's like music. We move with the beat." By synchronizing the ship's movements with the labyrinth's rhythm, they passed through safely. It was a moment of triumph, but also a moment of reflection. The crew realized that intelligence alone was not enough. They needed observation, creativity, patience, and harmony. As the ship advanced deeper, the Queen's guidance became more frequent. Pulses of light suggested safer routes, while subtle changes in the labyrinth indicated hidden shortcuts. The crew learned to trust these hints, interpreting them with logic and imagination. The challenges continued, each one more intricate than the last. Yet with every obstacle, the humans grew stronger, more confident, more collaborative, and more inventive. They discovered the joy of problem-solving as a team, the satisfaction of finding solutions that combined technology and human intuition. At night, when the ship rested in safe chambers within the labyrinth, the crew shared stories, dreams, and laughter. They realized that their journey was not only about saving the Queen, it was about discovering what humans could achieve when united. One evening, as the ship hovered in a quiet chamber bathed in soft blue light, Alina addressed the team. "Look at how far we've come," she said. "We are navigating a labyrinth that no one has ever solved. And we are doing it not with strength, but with thought, creativity, and trust. This is the essence of being human. We rise not by force, but by working together." The crew nodded, each person feeling a deep sense of pride and purpose. They had faced confusion, uncertainty, and challenges beyond imagination, yet they had persevered. They were proving, step by step, that humanity could rise to any challenge, no matter how vast or complex. And so the journey continued. The labyrinth stretched endlessly before them, a living puzzle that demanded thought, patience, and collaboration. But the humans pressed on, guided by their own ingenuity and the quiet guidance of the alien Queen. In the midst of the cosmic labyrinth, surrounded by glowing walls and shifting paths, humanity shone brightly. They were explorers, thinkers, dreamers, and collaborators. Each step they took was a testament to their determination, creativity, and unity. The cosmic labyrinth was vast, mysterious, and challenging, but humans were undeterred. They had discovered that even in the most intricate maze, patience, observation, and teamwork could illuminate a path forward. And as they journeyed deeper, the crew knew that the most important part of the mission had already been achieved. They had shown that humanity could rise together, facing challenges with courage, creativity, and unwavering hope. The labyrinth was far from over. Yet within it, humans were already leaving their mark, not as conquerors, but as thinkers, problem-solvers, and compassionate beings capable of extraordinary feats. The stars awaited them. The Queen awaited them. And humanity, united as one, continued to rise. The spacecraft moved carefully through the final corridors of the cosmic labyrinth. The glowing walls shifted around them, but the crew had learned to anticipate the patterns. Weeks of observation, calculation, and teamwork had prepared them for this moment. Every challenge they had overcome was a step closer to the alien Queen. Alina Rossi stood on the observation deck, watching the glowing chamber ahead. "This is it," she whispered. "The heart of the labyrinth, the Queen is near, we must focus." Amira Santos adjusted the controls for the robotic drones. "The final challenge won't be easy," she said. "The labyrinth will respond to everything we do, but we have what it takes, we just need to work as one." Commander Raj Patel nodded. "Patience, observation, and teamwork, that is our strength. We must remember that." As the spacecraft entered the central chamber, the crew saw a dazzling spectacle. The Queen was suspended in a field of radiant energy. Her form shimmered with light, elegant and serene, as if she were a part of the stars themselves. The energy surrounding her was like a transparent cage, woven from pulses of color and streams of light. "She's beautiful," Leela whispered, her eyes wide with wonder. "And she's safe. She is unharmed," Alina confirmed, "but she cannot leave on her own. The labyrinth is testing us one final time. The Queen has faith in us, and now it is our turn to prove ourselves." The final barrier was unlike anything they had faced before. It was not just a wall or a path to navigate. It was a complex puzzle of energy flows, light patterns, and synchronized sequences. To free the Queen, the crew had to analyze every detail, understand the logic of the barrier, and act in perfect harmony. Hiroshi examined the streams of light with his instruments. "The energy pulses have a rhythm," he explained. "Each pulse corresponds to a sequence. If we match it perfectly, we can open a path." Leela added, "It's not just rhythm. The pulses respond to thought, to timing. We have to think together, act together." The crew divided their tasks carefully. Some monitored the energy flows, predicting the changes in real time. Others adjusted the ship's position, matching the labyrinth's rhythm. The drones moved with precision, projecting light patterns and testing the responses of the energy barriers. As they worked, small mistakes caused the pulses to shift unpredictably. The labyrinth tested their focus, challenging their ability to stay calm and adapt. But each time the humans adjusted, learning from the barrier's responses. Every failure became a lesson, every correction a step forward. Alina took a deep breath. "We've come too far to give up now. Remember what we've learned: patience, creativity, teamwork. Let's apply it all." The crew synchronized their efforts. The ship's movements, the drone's projections, and the calculations of the crew formed a perfect rhythm. Slowly, the energy barriers began to respond. Colors shifted, pulses aligned, and a narrow path opened toward the Queen. "She's guiding us," Amira said softly. "I can feel her confidence in us." The crew moved the ship carefully along the path. Each adjustment had to be precise. The slightest error could collapse the alignment, forcing them to start over. Yet the humans remained calm, trusting their knowledge, instincts, and each other. As they approached the Queen, the energy pulses became more complex. Streams of light intertwined, forming geometric shapes that seemed almost alive. The crew realized that the final step required not just calculation but creativity and intuition. Leela pointed to a pattern in the pulses. "It's like a dance. We need to match the shapes with the timing. Each of us must do our part perfectly." The team nodded and divided responsibilities. Alina directed the ship's movements, Amira coordinated the drones, Hiroshi analyzed the pulse sequences, and Leela observed the subtle shifts in color and rhythm. Commander Raj ensured that everyone stayed focused and synchronized. Together, they moved as one. Each adjustment, each calculation, each observation contributed to the perfect solution. The labyrinth responded, aligning its energy flows with the human's actions. Light pulses synchronized, barriers melted into open space, and a gentle stream of energy connected the Queen to the ship. "She's within reach," Alina said, her voice filled with awe. Amira activated the drones, which formed a protective network around the Queen. They extended carefully, gently guiding her energy into a stable form that could safely interface with the spacecraft. The process required perfect timing, but the humans and drones moved in harmony, each action anticipating the next. Then a final pulse of light surged through the labyrinth. The energy barriers dissolved, leaving a clear path. The Queen floated gently toward the spacecraft, her form luminous and serene. "We did it," Leela whispered, her eyes shining. The Queen smiled as she approached. Though she could not speak in human language, her presence conveyed warmth, gratitude, and admiration. The crew felt her trust radiate through the ship, a quiet acknowledgement that they had succeeded not through force, but through thought, patience, and unity. Alina stepped forward. "Welcome back, Queen. We've come to help you, and together we've succeeded." The Queen extended a pulse of light that spread throughout the ship, enveloping each crew member in a gentle glow. It was a moment of connection beyond words, a recognition of humanity's courage, creativity, and cooperation. As the Queen stabilized within the ship, the labyrinth began to shift once more. The barriers that had held her dissolved completely, forming a new pattern that led the spacecraft safely out of the central chamber. The crew guided the ship along the newly formed path, confident in their ability to navigate the remaining sections of the labyrinth. Throughout the journey back to open space, the Queen remained calm and radiant. She seemed to understand the humans' efforts, acknowledging each member's contribution with subtle pulses of light. The crew felt a profound sense of accomplishment. They had solved a puzzle that had challenged even the most advanced minds, and they had done it as a team. The labyrinth receded behind them, no longer a barrier but a testament to their intelligence and cooperation. The humans had proven that they could rise to extraordinary challenges, not through strength or force, but through patience, creativity, and unity. As the spacecraft emerged from the labyrinth, the stars stretched endlessly before them. The crew looked at the vastness of space with wonder and pride. They had achieved something remarkable, and yet they knew this was only the beginning of their journey. The Queen's presence reminded them of their purpose. She had trusted humanity, and humanity had risen to the challenge. Her faith had been justified, and in return, the humans had gained more than they could have imagined. The knowledge that they were capable of extraordinary things when they worked together. Elena spoke softly to the team. This is more than a mission. It's a reminder of what we can do when we unite, when we think creatively, and when we believe in each other. The Queen's freedom is not just her victory, it's ours as well. Amira smiled, watching the Queen stabilize among the spacecraft systems. We've shown that even ordinary humans can achieve extraordinary things. That is the real reward. The journey back to the stars beyond the labyrinth was filled with quiet reflection. Each crew member considered the lessons they had learned, the power of teamwork, the importance of observation, and the value of patience and creativity. Even the drones seemed to respond to the shared spirit of accomplishment. Their lights pulsed in harmony with the Queen's energy, creating a soft, radiant glow throughout the ship. It was as if the entire crew, human and machine, were celebrating their success together. The alien Queen, now safely within the spacecraft, began to communicate more directly. Subtle changes in light and energy carried messages of encouragement, guidance, and wisdom. The humans listened, learning from her insight while continuing to contribute their own ingenuity and problem-solving skills. Together, they became a team unlike any other, a union of human creativity, intelligence, and compassion, working in harmony with an advanced being who had once inspired them to rise. The crew understood that their success was not only measured by freeing the Queen, but by proving the potential of humanity itself. They had faced the impossible and had succeeded through thought, collaboration, and perseverance. And as the spacecraft prepared to leave the labyrinth completely, heading toward open space and new adventures, the crew felt a renewed sense of purpose. The stars awaited them, the Queen awaited them, and the universe was full of possibilities. Humanity had risen once more, proving that courage, creativity, and unity could overcome any challenge, even a labyrinth designed to test the limits of the mind. The alien Queen's presence illuminated the ship, a living symbol of trust and cooperation. And for the humans who had dared to believe, the journey ahead promised even greater discoveries, deeper connections, and the chance to explore the cosmos as one united team. The mission to save the Queen had succeeded. But the adventure of humanity had only just begun. The spacecraft glided out of the cosmic labyrinth and into open space, where stars stretched endlessly in every direction. The crew looked out through the observation deck, marveling at the vastness of the galaxy. The alien Queen floated nearby, her presence calm and radiant, a gentle reminder of the journey they had undertaken together. Elena Rossi stood at the front of the ship, her heart filled with pride. "We did it," she whispered. "We freed the Queen, and we proved that humanity can rise to any challenge when we work together." Amira Santos adjusted the drones that hovered near the Queen, ensuring that the energy field surrounding her remained stable. "It's more than that," she said. "We've shown that humans can think creatively, solve problems, and cooperate in ways no one imagined. We've grown together as a team and as a species." Commander Raj Patel nodded. "Our mission is far from over, but this is a milestone. We now have a responsibility not just to the Queen, but to the galaxy." The Queen's presence radiated warmth and gratitude. Though she could not speak in human language, her energy pulses conveyed understanding and admiration. The humans had not only freed her, They had earned her trust and respect. Their first task after leaving the labyrinth was to ensure the Queen's safety and stability aboard the spacecraft. The drones monitored her energy fields, while the crew made adjustments to maintain a smooth and balanced environment. It was delicate work, requiring both precision and care. As the ship traveled through the Arcturus system, the crew began to communicate more directly with the Queen. By interpreting subtle changes in light, energy pulses, and patterns, they developed a language of cooperation that allowed them to exchange ideas and guidance. Hiroshi, the young coder from Japan, marveled at the process. "It's incredible," he said. "We're not just communicating with her, we're learning from her and she's learning from us. It's a partnership." Leela added, "I feel like we're seeing the universe in a new way. Every star, every pulse of energy, it's full of information we never noticed before." The Queen guided them toward a nearby cluster of habitable planets. She wanted to introduce the humans to the civilizations she had helped cultivate across the galaxy. The journey was peaceful and filled with wonder. Stars glimmered like jewels, nebulae painted the void with colors beyond imagination, and distant planets rotated silently, waiting to share their secrets. When they arrived at the first planet, the crew was awestruck. It was a world of rolling green landscapes, sparkling blue oceans, and towering crystal structures that reflected the sunlight in dazzling patterns. The inhabitants, humanoid but with subtle alien features, greeted the humans with warmth and curiosity. The Queen's presence bridged the gap between species. Through her guidance, the humans and the inhabitants began to communicate, exchanging knowledge, culture, and ideas. The humans shared stories of Earth, of their people, and of the journey to free the Queen. In return, the inhabitants shared their wisdom about energy, technology, and harmony with the galaxy. Amira explored the alien technologies with fascination. "They've developed ways to harness energy without harming the environment," she explained to Alina. "Some of these ideas could help Earth solve problems we still face." Hiroshi and Leela learned new methods of navigation, communication, and computation. Every piece of knowledge they acquired strengthened humanity's ability to explore and understand the cosmos. The humans discovered that the Queen had spent centuries helping civilizations maintain balance and harmony. She had taught countless worlds to value creativity, cooperation, and compassion. Now, humanity was joining that network of interstellar allies, contributing their unique perspectives and ingenuity. The Queen also revealed that humans possessed qualities she had rarely seen elsewhere: curiosity, resilience, and the ability to rise together in moments of challenge. These traits made humanity not only capable explorers, but also valued partners in the galaxy. As the humans spent time among the alien civilizations, they began to see the bigger picture. The galaxy was vast and full of wonders, but it was also full of challenges that required cooperation, intelligence, and compassion to overcome. Humans had shown that they could meet these challenges not through force, but through ingenuity, kindness, and unity. Alina reflected on the journey. "We started with a single goal, to free the Queen, but we've learned so much more. We've learned about ourselves, our potential, and our place in the universe." Amira nodded. "This is what makes humans special. We may be young as a spacefaring species, but our creativity, courage, and cooperation are limitless." The Queen's energy pulses conveyed approval and encouragement. She guided the humans to new technologies, methods of sustainable energy, and insights into the structure of the galaxy itself. Every lesson was shared with care, as if preparing humanity for the responsibility of exploration and leadership. As the journey continued, the humans realized that their mission was now larger than any one objective. They were no longer just rescuers, they were ambassadors, explorers, and partners in a galaxy of possibilities. Commander Raj addressed the crew one evening as they traveled through a star cluster. "We have a duty now, not just to Earth, not just to the Queen, but to the universe. We carry knowledge, ideas, and hope, and we must use them wisely." The crew spent hours discussing strategies for sharing knowledge with Earth, for building alliances with other civilizations, and for exploring new worlds safely and responsibly. Each member contributed insights based on their unique skills and experiences. The diversity of thought became one of humanity's greatest strengths. One day, as the spacecraft passed a glowing nebula, the Queen directed them to a planet with vast libraries of knowledge. The humans explored the archives, discovering histories of civilizations that had risen and thrived through cooperation and creativity. They learned about discoveries in energy, medicine, and art, and they shared their own experiences from Earth. Hiroshi marveled at the interconnectedness of knowledge. It's amazing how every civilization has something unique to offer, and when we combine it, we can achieve so much more than any one planet alone. Leela added, "We're learning that exploration isn't just about seeing new worlds. It's about understanding, connecting, and growing together." The Queen, observing the humans, pulsed with gentle approval. She had seen civilizations falter when they relied solely on strength or fear. But humans had risen through curiosity, collaboration, and compassion. She knew that with their guidance and creativity, humanity could contribute positively to the galaxy. As they continued their journey, the humans began to implement lessons learned from the alien civilizations. They improved the spacecraft's efficiency, developed new communication systems, and even created new technologies for sustainable energy. Every innovation was shared freely among the crew, reflecting humanity's commitment to learning and cooperation. During moments of rest, the crew would gather to watch the stars, sharing stories of Earth and the journey that had brought them here. They laughed, imagined new adventures, and dreamed of the future. The bonds formed during the mission were unbreakable, a reflection of the unity that had carried them through every challenge. One evening, the Queen guided the spacecraft toward a breathtaking view, a cluster of stars forming a luminous bridge across the galaxy. The light reflected off the ship, illuminating the crew's faces with awe and wonder. It was a reminder of the beauty and majesty of the universe they now had the privilege to explore. Elena turned to the team. "We have traveled farther than anyone imagined. We have solved puzzles, faced challenges, and built connections with civilizations beyond Earth. But this is just the beginning. Our mission is now to share what we've learned, to explore, and to rise as a species that values knowledge, cooperation, and compassion." Amira smiled. "We've proven that humans can do extraordinary things. And with the Queen's guidance, there is no limit to what we can achieve together." The spacecraft continued its journey, moving from planet to planet, civilization to civilization. Humans shared knowledge, learned new skills, and helped solve challenges using creativity and collaboration. Everywhere they went, they left a trail of inspiration, showing that even a single species could make a positive difference across the galaxy. The Queen, observing the humans, reflected on their growth. She had trusted them with a monumental task, and they had risen to it. They had freed her, navigated the labyrinth, and proven that humanity could meet challenges with intelligence, courage, and unity. She knew that together, they would continue to achieve greatness. As the crew traveled, they realized that their journey was not only about exploring space, but also about inspiring others. Their story would be shared across the galaxy, encouraging civilizations to value cooperation, creativity, and empathy. Humanity's rise had become a beacon of hope. Finally, as the spacecraft approached a particularly beautiful planet with oceans that sparkled like liquid sapphire, the Queen guided them to a safe landing site. The crew stepped onto the surface, feeling the soft ground beneath their feet and the gentle breeze in the alien atmosphere. They looked around in awe, realizing that this was not just another world. They had arrived at a place where humans and aliens could collaborate, learn, and grow together. Elena spoke softly. "This is what it's all about. Knowledge, friendship, cooperation. We've come so far, and yet we have only just begun. The galaxy is full of wonders, and together we can explore them responsibly and wisely." The alien Queen pulsed with light, a gesture of approval and encouragement. Humanity had risen, proving that courage, creativity, and unity could achieve the extraordinary. And so, Earth's heroes began a new chapter, one of exploration, learning, and alliance. They would carry the lessons of the journey, the wisdom of the Queen, and the spirit of humanity wherever they went. The stars stretched endlessly before them, full of promise, adventure, and wonder. Humanity had shown that even ordinary beings could achieve remarkable feats when united by hope, intelligence, and compassion. The journey would continue, but one truth remained clear. Humans had risen, and the universe would never forget their courage, creativity, and heart.